there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby and today I'm doing my Romanceathon TBR, which is taking place from June 17 to the 23rd. And this is hosted by two ladies. There's Jacqueline over at We Be Bookin' and Gabby over at Gabby Reads. I enjoy both their channels so much and I am so excited for this new readathon. I will link both of their channels down below as well as all the books that I plan on reading. Let's get right into it. There's a total of 7 challenges and I chose one book for each challenge, and the first challenge is to read a forbidden romance, and I chose Cold Hearted Boss by R.S. Gray. This one just came out, I believe, on June 6th and I am so excited to read it. I don't know a whole lot what it is about, but I do know it's an employer-employee romance, which is forbidden. I also know it is a enemies to lovers type of romance, and that is my favorite to read by R.S. Gray, so I'm so excited for this one. The next challenge is to read a new adult romance, and I chose The Deal by L. Kennedy, and this is the first book in the Off-Campus series, and I always hear so much about this book, and I got it really cheap on my Kindle, or free on my Kindle, a few months back, and I just haven't read it, but I've always just heard such good things and I'm really excited to read it. This one is about a college student. She's really smart, but I think she's having trouble in the love department, and the other person, he is a college athlete and he's not doing so hot in regard to school, and if he doesn't get his grades better, he's kind of going to be kicked out of the sports program. And so I think the two people make a deal that he will fake date her if she helps tutor him and get his grades better, and I assume it turns into a romance, and so this one just sounds so good. The next challenge is to read a book with pink on the cover, and I found this actually really hard because a lot of my romance books do not have pink, but I found 2 different romance books that have a pink text on them, and I'm going to pick one of those. The first is Waiting for Tom Hanks by Carrie Winfrey, and I actually have this one pre-ordered, so by the time this gets up, I'm going to have a physical copy in my possession. Don't really know what it is about, but it just looks so cute, and I know it's just some kind of rom-com, so really excited for this one, so hopefully I get to it. The second one is Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. I've recently read 2 of Renee Carlino's books and really enjoyed them, and I've had this one on my Kindle for a while, so I might get to this one, but I'm not really too sure what the synopsis is. The fourth prompt is to read a 2019 romance release, and I chose Petal Pucker by Iris Moreland, and this is the first in the Flower Shop Sister series, and I've heard a lot of people recommend this. I know that Books by Mary, or Books with Mary, I'll link her channel below, she recommended it, as well as Ash Hart Books, and they loved this book, and I just see a lot of people talking about it, and it just sounds really cute, really funny, and I heard it's especially steamy. And our main character owns a flower shop and she competes in these flower competitions, which just sounds really fun. And the main guy in the story, he was someone she dated in high school, and he kind of embarrassed her at prom, and they hadn't seen each other in years, and now he's also at the flower competition and they are competing against each other, so I'm sure it's a little bit of second chance romance with a little bit of hate to love, and that one just sounds so good, and this cover screams summer, so I'm so excited for it. The next challenge is to read a book with a man on the cover, and I chose I Dare You by Isla Madden Mills. This is the first book in the Hookup series. This is a football romance, and it's a one-night stand romance as well. So our 2 main characters have a one-night stand, and then the woman, she discovers that the man is a professional athlete after that one-night stand, and I think it probably goes from there, and I'm really excited for this. I just heard great things about this author. The next challenge is to read an LGBTQ plus book, and I chose Us by Serena Bowen and L. Kennedy. I just read him for Smut-a-thon and loved it, so I really want to read the follow-up book. I don't want to say too much about what it's about because I don't want to give away anything from the first book, but it's about 2 main characters named Wes and Jamie, who are both hockey players, and they've known each other since they were kids, and now they're both graduated from college and exploring this new relationship of theirs. So really excited for this, and I remember the first one being so steamy, so I'm so excited. The last challenge is just to read 7 romance books during the readathon, which I mentioned 7 books previously if you count the second pink book, but I chose another book that I think would be a lot of fun to read this week. And I chose Best Laid Plans by L.K. Farlow. I've never read anything by this author, but I keep seeing this author pop up on Goodreads, and this is a brother's best friend trope romance, and our main character has a one-night stand with her brother's best friend, I think in high school, and the next day the best friend does not remember that they hooked up, and now it's 4 years later, and our main character has a 3-year-old child, and it happens to be the main guy's baby, and he has no idea, and they're brought back together and kind of having to tackle that. I don't know how I feel about someone having a baby and not telling the dad he had a baby, But I mean, I hope it's really good and it has really good ratings, and so I'm going to give it a chance. So those are all the books I plan on reading for Romanceathon. Like I said, I'll link the channels down below of the 2 hosts as well as all of these books. I would love to hear if you've read any of these or if you plan on participating in Romanceathon, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.